Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that began in Jackson, Mississippi. In late September 2025, a young mother and her 3-year-old daughter left their Northeast Jackson home. They climbed into their black Chevy Equinox and drove into the night, never returning. Days later, their vehicle was found abandoned more than 100 miles away in rural Alabama. And in the days that followed, both mother and daughter were discovered deceased near the Tombigbee River. No arrests have been made. No suspects have been publicly identified. And the questions surrounding their deaths still remain unanswered. This is the story of Shardee and Janae McGill. Shardee McGill stood just 4 feet 11 inches tall, but everyone who knew her described her as a powerhouse. She was a personal trainer at Club 4 Fitness in Jackson, working with at least 60 clients and building a reputation for her discipline, her Southern charm, and the confidence that she poured into others. A coworker named Jessica Kirby remembered how her Southern twang just made everyone feel at home. One client said Shardee had gotten her into the best shape she had ever gotten in. But above everything, Shardee was a mother. Her daughter Janae was just 3 years old, and she was a little girl full of energy, still discovering the world, and deeply loved by everyone around. She was her mother's entire heart. One Sunday night in late September 2025, Shardee and her daughter Janae left their home in Northeast Jackson in Shardee's 2017 black Chevrolet Equinox. According to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Janae was last seen around 3 a.m. Monday morning in the 300 block of Northtown Drive in Hinds County, the last confirmed sighting of her alive. One of Shardee's clients noticed something was wrong early that week when Shardee missed a training session, unusual for someone known for her punctuality and reliability. But at the time, no one yet knew just how seriously wrong things had gone. By Tuesday evening, Shardee's husband, Jonathan McGill, contacted Jackson police and reported his wife and daughter missing. He told officers they had left their Northeast Jackson home just days earlier and hadn't returned. Police opened a missing persons investigation. But early on, questions began to form. Why the delay in reporting them missing? Where had they gone? And most of all, why? Questions that would only grow more complex. On Tuesday, September 23rd, authorities in Epes, Alabama discovered Shardee's 2017 black Chevy Equinox abandoned. Epes is a small town in Sumter County, roughly 130 miles from Jackson. The vehicle was empty. There was no Shardee, no Janae, no immediate clues. At some point during the investigation, Jonathan McGill traveled to Alabama. He was detained and questioned by authorities there. He was later released and no charges were filed. To this day, no public details have been shared about why he went to Alabama or what information he provided to investigators. By Thursday, September 25th, the search took a tragic turn. Authorities found Shardee McGill's remains in a shallow part of the Tombigbee River near Epes, Alabama. The FBI notified Jackson police, and investigators immediately considered her death suspicious. But at this time, Janae was still unaccounted for. A multi-state, multi-agency search began. The FBI, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, Jackson Police, and the Hinds County Sheriff's Office all worked to find the missing 3-year-old. The hope was that she would be found still alive. On Friday, September 26th, that hope was shattered. Janae's remains were found near the same area where her mother had been recovered just one day earlier. The community was devastated. At Shardee's job, friends and clients broke down in grief. One client said, "Her heart is still heavy." For many, it felt as if they had lost a member of their own family. During the investigation, another question had emerged. Why was there no Amber Alert for Janae? Authorities said they were not sure the case met the criteria because Janae had left with her mother, not an abductor, and the situation didn't appear to meet the requirements for a kidnapping alert. Instead, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation issued a missing and endangered child notification, and media alerts were sent out. As the investigation continued, the questions only multiplied. Why did Shardee and Janae travel to Alabama? What happened between the time they left home and the time their remains were found? And why had there been that delay in reporting them missing? Interim Jackson Police Chief and Hinds County Sheriff Tyree Jones led Mississippi's side of the investigation. Multiple agencies have worked together to piece together the timeline. But as of the latest reports, no suspects have been publicly identified, no person of interest has been named, and no cause of death has been released. The causes and manners of both Shardee and Janae's deaths are still pending autopsy results. The investigation remains open, unresolved, and the lack of information has left a community desperate for answers. What led Shardee and Janae over 100 miles away to a small town in Alabama? And in those critical first days, when they were missing, what was really happening? Without more information, these questions remain painfully unanswered. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Shardee and Janae McGill. Their loved ones and community deserve closure and to know what really happened to them. If you have any information about their deaths, please contact the Jackson Police Department or the FBI. As we close out this episode, remember to share Shardee and Janae's story to help spread awareness and to also help authorities and loved ones on their continued search for answers. Follow Hunting for Answers to stay updated on this case and others like it. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime stories and case updates. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to share your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.